And there we go. Excellent. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Offerings of Wonder by Laura Lee and Monday Meetup. So, can't believe here we are already partway through December. This year has just flown by. It's crazy. And today, it's going to be my last probably holiday one. I think I'm going to take the next couple Mondays off and just chill a little bit. But let me make me big here. Um so today we are working on these Josephine Knot ornaments or basket embellishments or whatever you want to use them for. They'd be great on gifts, all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about these two. So this one I did with number 2 all the way around. And then this one I did with number 3. And just for a size comparison, you can see it's the number 3 is just a little bit bigger. You could mix them. They don't have to be all number 2, number 3, but I'd say whatever you do the Josephine Knot, you want that to be equal or more than what you're going to do the twining around it with. So with that, we are going to start with 10 pieces to make the Josephine Knot, and those should be about 3 feet. That's what I did for these. And let me just tell you how big they were, because I don't think I put that in. So these are, let's see, about 5¼ and 5½, just size wise to kind of give you an idea of what that is. Now, of course, you can adjust these. You can, make them bigger or smaller. You can use a thicker reed. So you can play with them. And I did these, both of these I did with 2 different colors just to kind of show off what they would look like, but they look very different, I think, with the color on the inside and the outside with the accent of the natural, or the natural with the accent of the color. So I like them both, but we're gonna go ahead and get going. So if you're going to weave along, make sure that you've got your 10 pieces, and I'm going to do this with multiple colors, just so that it is easier for you guys to hopefully be able to follow along. So I'm going to start with 4 of the pieces. And you want them wet. If you haven't got yours wet yet, go ahead and get them wet. I'm going to start with 4 pieces. So I've got 2 blue and 2 yellow. And I'm going to just kind of marry the ends up on one end here to kind of find the middle. And the first thing we're going to do to make the Josephine Knot is I'm going to hold the middle in my left hand here. And then we're going to just cross them over. Think about it like making a fish. So I'm just going to get these guys there. All right, so boom, boom. And I've got the piece coming down from the top is over the piece on the bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of get these guys lined up together. So I'm starting with 2 pieces, and I think we ended up doing, let me just give you a measurement here. I did these about, yeah. So I want the space inside to be about, I need 4 hands to do this, you guys. There we go. Put that down so we can measure and see it. About the space inside to be about 1.5 inches. Now, if you want to make yours a little bigger or a little smaller, you can, but I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to just put that here, and I'm just going to stick a clip on this just for a moment. to hold it. So again, I'm going to say that again. So I'm making it kind of like a fish, and the part coming on the from the top side is coming over the bottom side. So this piece is on top. Okay. So that's step one. All right, let me grab two more pieces here. Ugh. Oh my goodness, I dropped them on the floor. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to take my next two pieces. I'm going to kind of marry up the ends here. Up. That one's got a crimp in it. Let me get two different pieces. We'll do blue and green. Let's show. No, let's do natural and make sure that there was good contrast. All right, let's try that again. All right, so I'm going to take my two pieces. I'm just kind of lining up my ends again so I can find the middle. All right. So I'm going to hold the middle in my right hand now. And I'm going to lay this end right on top of my fish body. Okay. And then I'm going to take this. It's going to go under the top fish tail, or underneath the top fish tail, and on top of the bottom fish tail. So if you think about it, it's going under and then over. Right. Let me just hold it there so people can see. All right, and I'm going to pick this baby up now. And we're going to finish it off. I grab my ends here. So we were over this bottom tail. So I'm going to come back to the body and I'm going to go under the body. Do it one step at a time. I'm going to get everybody lined up here. There we go. All right. So let me just repeat. I laid it on top, both the bodies, came under the tail, over the tail, under the body, over the piece that we started with, and then I'm going to go under the top of the body. And that makes your Josephine knot. So we can get rid of that clip. I hear laughter. All right, let me kind of tighten it up.
I was coughing.
Oh, okay. All right. So are you even with
Not
me?
laughing at all.
Okay. Are you even with me, Pat?
No, I've got an order I got to finish, but I wanted to
Okay. No
just
worries.
wanted to see this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Denise, doing okay? It's coming off a mute. Yes. Good. Okay. She's got it. I got a yes. All right. So that's the Josephine knot. So right, Josephine. Oh, I should have. Do I have my basket out here? I don't know if I have one out here, but there are baskets made with the Josephine knot as the handle, and then the ends become the ribs of the basket. So that's it. All right. So I did two. I did these with 5. So I'm just gonna continue adding on.
Lorelai, I've got one I started.
Oh, beautiful. Oh,
If
thank you.
you want to,
Yeah, let me make you big for a second so people can see. Replace. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
and you can see I haven't worked it yet, but
Yep.
these would be the ribs.
Yep. So what size did you use, Pat?
Um, this is 6.
Oh, okay. Look bigger than that.
No, I think. Well, now that you say that, I don't know. I think it's 6.
Okay. All right.
It's been sitting here for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one somewhere that looks just like that.
I've got a thing here to measure.
Okay. Hey, am I
Yeah,
heading down?
it's 6.
It's 6. Okay.
Yep, I just checked it on the,
Beautiful. All right. So once you have your knot, the first part of your knot done, then you're gonna just continue to take your next pieces and you're just gonna follow along with what you did. So I'm gonna start with the blue here. It's over, under, over. So I'm gonna go under, over, over, under, over. And I'm gonna just pull that through and I'm gonna just kind of line up my ends. So I'm pulling it through to lined up there. And then I'm just gonna follow it around. So I'm just doing exactly what the blue ones did. And you do need uh, your reed to be nice and wet and flexible. And so we're gonna just follow it all the way around. There we go. So that's now I have 3 on one side and let me I'm just gonna grab that same color and I'm gonna do it on the other side. So again, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna follow it around. I'm gonna just, now I'm gonna follow what the natural one is doing. Again, I'm gonna pull it until my ends meet up. Let's see a little bit more. There we go. Back there we go. And I am going around the outside. So I'm going to continue to make the Josephine knot bigger as I'm going around. So when you are starting these, you want that first part of your knot, you want it to be I want to say you want it to be the smallest size that you want. And as you're doing this, you want to make sure that they stay nice and tight together. Okay, so let's see. Got some green, and again, and it really doesn't matter which one that you start on. You're just going to start, pull it through to your ends meet. Ends meet. There we go. And then you just follow along with whatever you had woven, however the knot flowed. So in this case, we're going over, over, under, and back over. So now we've got 4 going this way. So we're going to add a 4th one this way. Through, line up my ends. And then follow it around. So I think for purposes of this demo, I think I'm just going to do these 4 because one of my other ones cracked. So I'm going to just do 4 on this one. No, let me take that back. I do want 5 because I think you need it for the 4 to get the width that you need. Let's see. There. Okay. Tight. All right. This will be number 5. I think if you wanted to do a smaller one, let me get this one in and then I'm going to get another piece. This one would be very colorful. And there. That one tight. So now we have 5 on this side. I've got 4 on this side. So let me grab one more piece. There, get that in the water. So just get that one wet real quick. Let you guys catch up. But anyway, so the knot, so I'll talk about this one, letting that one get wet. So once we have our knot, then we're going to take and we're going to spread out all of our pieces that are coming out, and um that's where we're going to start the twining. So if you don't have this piece in the water yet, go ahead and put this in the water. This will be your twining. This was the piece I said needed to be at least 5 feet. I did 2 rows around. If you wanted to do more rows, you can. All right. So let's do our last one here. So go pull it through, line up my ends. Again, just lining up my ends. You guys can see that. And then we just follow the knot around. This is the fun part, I think. Once you got the frame of your Josephine knot, I think it's just kind of fun to follow it. So you guys have seen my Josephine knot earrings, or maybe you haven't, but if you have not, this is exactly how I do my earrings. But I do it with wire to make the earrings. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So now we've got 5 pieces. So 5 with this loop and 5 with this loop. And now we have our Josephine knot done. I think I did this one a little bit tighter. Let me just look here. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. So it ended up being about just over 3 inches, not quite 3 1/4. Let me see. This one I did. This one was 3 1/4. Okay, just an optical illusion. So it's about 3 1/4, my total knot. All right, so now we're going to take our piece of reed that was about 5 feet. And again, I'm gonna just fold it in half, get my ends. I'm gonna get my other end. And you can either just crimp it with your nail. If you have nails, you can use a tool, just something that is going to soften it up so we can bend it, because we're going to twine with this going around. Okay. So we're going to start. We want these. We are going to want to flare everybody. And let me get this guy here. Oh, let's see if there we go. Just want to show you. So these 2 that are closest here are really going to bend almost like straight up, and when we twine them, they're actually going to be a little bit on an angle. So let me show you on the one that's done. So you can see they're going to come up and they're actually going to kind of angle when we twine around. So I'm just going to start with this one. If you want to grab the 2 that are going to stand up in the middle, and I am going to start with the one on the left just so I can start getting these guys where I want them, and we're going to twine. So I've got the middle loop over the one on the left, and then I'm going to take the one that's coming over the one on the left, and it's going to go behind the one on the right. And as I do that and make that twine, I'm going to pull them up together. I'm going to say maybe about a little less than an inch is what this is going to end up as. And as far as how far away from your knot, I'd say about a 1/2 inch away from the knot. half an inch to 3/4. And you, again, this is your aesthetics, what you think will look good. All right. So now we're going to twine and I'm going to just pull each piece up in and twine around it. So I got that one behind. I'm just going to kind of say, all right, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to hold it in place. And I'm going to grab the next one. I'm going to twine that one. So as I'm going around, I'm just trying to keep this space the same distance. And then our goal is to be, this one isn't going to be straight out. It's going to be just, we were looking at this like a clock. It's going to be at about probably 2:30 time-wise, where the hour hand would be. So we're going to do this one. I'm going to say that's where we want that one. And I'm going to just keep turning this a little bit. All right, so that is that first section. And again, I'm just eyeballing this, just trying to kind of keep this an equal distance from the edge of the knot to where we're doing the twining. I'm going to just keep turning. So now I'm going to work with this next bundle, and I'm going to pull this one up, twine around, get it in place, and then I'm going to hold it with my left finger. If you're left-handed and you want to twine to the other direction, that is fine. So I'm just going to keep adding these guys in. And we're going to want a nice oval shape. And let's see, that one is next. This guy's going to come here. So I'm just spacing them as I'm putting the twining in, spacing them this way, as well as how far away from the knot. We're just going to continue. We're going to go all the way around. All right, so that's like the first half. We've got all these 5 and we've got all of these 5. And now we're going to go with the next set. I'm going to pull this guy way up here. So these are the ones that kind of look to me the funkiest, but they're almost not straight up, but coming at an angle towards each other. Did you guys hear Ziva scratching on her bed?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Good. It sounded really loud to me. All right. So we're going to keep going around and around. And what I will tell you after you get this first row in, keep spacing. And we're just twining as we go around. We're going to get this first row in, and then we're going to take a look at it, and it is malleable enough that if you need to make any adjustments, we'll do it before we start that second row. So it's pretty good. All right, last bundle here. This guy up. This is the part I think that takes the longest because you want to get it so that it is all spaced nicely. All right, and the last one here. Okay, so now I'm back to where I started. So I'm just going to stop and, take a look at it and say, am I too far? Am I not far enough? Does it look oval shaped? So just take a look at it, make sure that you're, happy. If you want to make any adjustments with one row twining, you can pull something left or right. There's still enough wiggle room in there. And then once you're happy, we're going to just go around one more time. Now, if you want to do more than 2 rows of twining, you will need to have the piece that we're working with. I think I said 5 feet. 5 feet does 2, and I gave you a little bit of grace. So depending on how big you, need yours. So just going around. I did not do a step up. If you want to do a step up, you can. So we're going to go just around one more time. And this row, we want it up right against the first row that we did. So we want it up. There we go. Want it up nice and tight. So this row goes very fast because you already got your first row in, and now you're just following along. All right. Halfway there. That final. Right there. It is good to do this flat on the table because you can keep it flat. One of the things I did notice, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this one I could tell it kind of didn't stay completely flat. It kind of beveled a little bit. So keep it flat on the table. Can you see how it, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to push it down. You see how that's trying to come up? And it's because of the way the knot and the way the spokes flare out. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are weaving it. You might have to block them afterwards, put something, keep them damp and then put something heavy on it to keep it flat. All right. So, yeah. It's a little bit tight. There we go. All right. All right. So let's see. One more here. Okay. So now I am back to the beginning. So if you look, I have two, let me get close here. 2 overlaps on every spoke. It's not. You see that? There we go. Let me come over. There we go. So there's 2 on every one. All right. So now I'm back at the beginning. I'm just going to take my end, and I don't have a tool here. Let me grab a tool. So I'm just going to kind of lift up one of the pieces of twine and stick my tail in there just to kind of lock it in. You can just, you could just cut it and leave it. And I'm trying to think. One of the ones I cut, yes. So this one I just cut. You see that? And just left them. I didn't tuck them. And then this one, there we go. I tucked them in. So I just tucked them into the, so really up to you. Round reed, when you end round reed, as long as it's laying on a spoke, it should hold once it dries. You don't want to cut it too short. You want to leave it enough so that it is going to lay over a spoke. So you can tuck. So I'll do both. So this one I just kind of pulled in between. This one I will cut, and so you can see both methods. When you cut round reed, that's a little bit. All right. So this is the one that is laying on top of. So you want to cut past that. And you always want the point of your scissors pointing to the end of your reed. This was a flow hoppy trick. She used to always say, go with the flow. So you want the point of your scissors or your cutters to be pointing towards the end of your round reed. And then I just kind of lay it flat on there and cut. So it's going to be cut at an angle and it's going to lay on top of that spoke. And then the one I tucked, I'm going to just do the same thing. Just going to cut it off. All right. So now I'm just taking a look at this. Make sure I'm happy with my shape. So once you're happy with your shape, I want you to re-wet all of your spokes. And just gonna get these guys wet. All right. All right. Whoops. There we go. All right. And then to finish it off, it is a very simple, and actually these are going to be, I think, way longer than we needed. But um to to do this rolled rim on it, we're going to start. It really does not matter where you start, so I'm just going to pick one up. You're going to go behind, in front, and behind, and leave it back there. So let me come up nice and close, and I'm going to leave this first one a little bit loose. So took the spoke, behind, in front, behind. And we're going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to take the next spoke. It's going to go behind, in front of the yellow, and behind that second yellow. Just going to kind of hold these guys down. And I'm going to leave these first couple a little bit loose because when we get all the way around, it'll be easier to tuck them in. All right.
Lorley,
Yes.
could you do the finishing of the twining again? Finish those ends on the twining. How did you? I missed
Yeah.
that. I was twining.
So, yep. So you can either just leave it on top and cut it at an angle so that it's laying on top of a spoke,
Okay.
or you can tuck it into one of the loops. Let me see if I can.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Judy, welcome. Okay. So let's start our rim again. So again, we're going to go behind one, in front of one, and behind one. And leave the first couple loose because it'll help us when we're tucking in the very end. So behind, in front, and behind. Okay. All right, so these first couple I'm leaving loose, and now we can start to tighten them up a little bit. So behind, in front, behind. I'm gonna go ahead and make that one a little bit tighter. And we'll go around and tighten everything after we get all the way around. So behind, in front, behind, and just make sure that you aren't grabbing the ones that you've already woven. So I'm kind of holding them with my my left hand. So behind, in front, behind, behind, in front, behind, and behind, in front, behind, behind, in front, behind. Behind, in front, behind, behind, in front, behind, behind, in front, and behind. And you can see I'm starting to pull a little bit tighter as I'm going around because I can. And then we'll go, once we get it all the way done, we will go around and tighten everything. We're going to keep going around. Again, just make sure that the ones you've already woven, you don't pick up. I say that from experience. All of a sudden something wasn't looking quite right. Behind, in front, behind. Keep going all the way around. Oh. One of many, many variations on a rolled border. So there. All right. So now we're to the final 3 here. So we're going to do the same thing, right? It's going to go behind, in front, and then it's going behind this first one that we wove. So it's just going to kind of stay there. So now we're going to go behind the one that's standing. We're going in front of the next one. It's kind of already woven, but we're just bringing it in front, and it's got to go behind this one. So we're going to just go in between here. So let me bring that up nice and close so you can see. So I went behind here, in front of the first one that was woven, and be in the hole here, so it ends up behind this one. Okay. And then our last one, it's got to go behind the one that's next to it and in front of the next one. So we're going to come up through the hole. So it's going behind this one. So we're going to come up and bring it through the hole. So now it's behind this one. It's going in front of this one. And it's got to go behind this next one. So we're just going to go through the hole here. Do that, bring it up so you can see. Well, it's all nice and loose. All right. And now we can go around and we can tighten everything up. So let's just go around and we're just going to pull on all the ends. So I had you guys do 3 feet. So if you wanted to do, make them bigger, if you wanted to put more rows of your twining in, you could. Again, we're just going to go around. We're going to pull everything nice and tight. Actually, I'm going to flip it over here just so it's easier to grab everything. Yeah. We're going to keep just pulling and pulling and pulling. So I want you to see I'm pulling over here, but it's tightening all the way up here, right? Because of the way the roll is. So just gonna go around. Let's see. Whoops. That one. Okay, let's take a look. So again, just take a look, make sure you're happy with the rim, and then you're going to come in the back, and these I did just cut flush. So again, pointing the point of my scissors towards the end of the reed, and I just kind of lay it flat on it and make a cut. So it's going to be side cutters are great that have the angle, but you can do this with flat scissors too. And when you cut them close, so here's the spoke. Here's the spoke that it's on. You want to make sure that your cut is past that so that it lays on that spoke. I'd probably, actually, that one's probably a little shorter than I'd like. I'm going to make this one just a little bit longer. So you go around and just trim up all your ends. Just make sure they're laying on top of the spoke that they're going over. What did these? So this one I ended up cutting off. I didn't remember cutting off this much. Yeah. I've got a foot that I'm cutting off, so I guess you could do these as 2 feet, or maybe a little more than 2 feet. Or you could make them bigger. All right, so then after you get everything trimmed,
Laura Lee, really, if you're cutting off a foot on each side, you're really cutting off 2 feet,
well,
maybe a foot and a half.
you were right. Boy, I'm not sure what I was thinking when I did these. Well,
It's always better to have more.
that's it. That is it. That is so true.
Always better.
All right, so let's get these guys cut off. And then the last thing that I did, there we go, is, all right, that kind of, okay. All right, so that will be the front. So the last thing I did was just decide what I wanted to hang them with. I put them to hang so the knot was, that it was horizontal, but no reason why they couldn't hang vertically, right? So that the long part goes up and down.
Mhm.
So
That oval looks nice on that one.
thanks. Kind of fun with all the colors. Good thing to do with scraps. They'd be really cute, I think, to add on a package.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. If you had one or two short pieces,
Yeah.
you could really insert them, maybe not do the whole thing shorter, but you would have enough,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know.
Yeah. All right. So the reason I said 5 pieces, because I think that gives you the nice, it gives you a
Mhm.
nice, enough spokes coming out to do
Yeah.
the oval. If you wanted to do 4, I think you could do that. The spaces would be just a little bit larger in between. So just something to think about as you're playing with it. My
Did
job
you
is
invent
that
this?
I'd use. I did not. I saw a picture of this somewhere. I don't know if it was out on Pinterest or YouTube or somewhere. Instagram maybe. I saw a picture of it
Cute.
and I was like, that is really cute. And I love Josephine Knot. I guess who know me, know me. I love the Josephine Knot piece. And so I like to, when I see things, I'm like, oh, that would be fun. So then the other thing I was thinking about for these is like I always like to think about what other materials could you know, use to do this. And so I was thinking they might be fun with some pipe cleaners, like some sparkly pipe cleaners to make a sparkly ornament. That would be really cute. You could do that. Same technique, just
Macrame cord.
macrame cord. Yep, I think that would be heavy enough. You need something that's going to be stiff enough,
Well, yeah, three
but
3 millimeter, 4 millimeter,
remember,
something
yep,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. I just did. Uh, Speaking of macrame cord, well, let me stop there before we do that, and I'll talk about this. Denise, how you doing? I'm gonna take that off for a second.
Oh,
Oh,
looks nice.
wait. Let me make it big. Yay! Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Little
like that.
little wonky in a couple places, but that's fun. I'll do another or
Yeah,
two or
definitely do another
10.
because they're and I actually can you hold yours up again, Denise? I kind of like you left space in between the twining
Hmm.
and the rim. I like that. Actually, I like that. See? You guys,
Actually, probably not intentional.
well, that's okay. It came out cute. So
Thank
what I
you.
was going to say, so Pat, for macrame cord, let me make this one bigger. So I was playing with a
Oh,
coil
that's
basket, and
pretty.
this is with a 5 millimeter.
Ooh, that's
Um,
pretty.
Not perfect for sure. It's a little bit wonky, but that's okay. It was my first one doing it with this macrame cord, and I had found these vases, which I just thought were kind of fun. Um, so anyway, so this is 5 mil macrame cord. So we were talking about using
Yeah.
macrame. Probably, I would say maybe three. Well, three, four, five would make a bigger one, I guess. You could make your Josephine knot.
Did you crochet with that or did you
It's
not?
coiled.
Okay.
It's coiled, so a wrap and then through,
Yeah.
just like you would do a coiled basket. Yeah. And the base had holes in it. So,
That's
uh,
cute.
yeah, just playing with something, trying some different things. I'd like to teach a coiling class. I think I showed you guys my other one that I was playing. This is a smaller one that I did with sari yarn, the kind of it's a leftover sari yarn. So that was a anyway.
Hmm.
I think I don't know that we have many people who are teaching coiling. So
No, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know anyone who does.
So anyway, okay. So that's what I was gonna show. So let's see. Judy, what do you have to show me? You went and got something, didn't you?
No, I went and answered the phone.
Oh, okay.
I have my tie quilt laying here in the floor if you'd like
Oh,
to see it.
yes, I would. I saw a picture, but I want to show everybody because it was amazing. So these were your husband's ties, correct?
Oh, how pretty.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
that's
that came out
awesome.
so beautiful. I can't
Oh,
believe
I
how
love
fast you
that.
got that done.
This part is silk. Of course, the ties are silk, and then I bound it with silk, which I've never done before. That was
Ooh.
an experience. Anyhow, this is the back. It's just a kind of a woodsy
Yeah.
Yeah.
print.
Oh, that's really
I
pretty.
thought at
It's
first it was
pretty.
log cabin, but I guess it's not that.
No,
It's
Yeah.
no, it's not log cabin at all. It's totally freehand. Um,
So what is that pattern called, Judy? The
it's called a Judy Writings pattern.
a Judy Rodney's pattern. Okay. It
Yeah.
is absolutely
it's
gorgeous.
pretty.
Now,
I saw one similar to it on Pinterest and just decided to do it. I did see a little bit. The background was a piece of 54 by 54 inch plain fabric, and I took it over to the quilting person, and I had that quilted before I applied the ties to it.
oh,
So yeah, that helped a whole lot.
oh yeah, keep it all together. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but
Well,
it
you
was a
did
big
a beautiful,
project to lay
beautiful
on the
job.
table, so
That was like 2 weeks ago you were talking about that.
probably.
Eh, You,
You
I
did
mean,
it that fast?
yeah,
well, I did it in 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, gee.
you are amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
That like
I
makes
took a
you,
quilting class. It took me a week to make a pillow on a sewing machine.
Uh-oh.
I'm with you, Pat. That is not my I've done
No.
quilting, but it is not my
Just
not
have to
my
practice.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Pat, do you have anything to share?
Uh, I'm I'm working on an order for, I mean, it's not my basket. This is a pattern from uh what's her name? Cheryl Thomas.
Cheryl Thomas. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So a woman wants three of these. Here's black, here's green, and I haven't started the third yet.
Okay, beautiful.
So of course
Well
she
on
wants
your
them for
way.
Christmas. So
Of course,
yeah.
right? All right. All right. Denise, anything you have to share?
I don't have anything to share, but I have another question.
Okay, go for it.
You know me, I'm still a newbie, so
You good? You got
um
lots of experience here, so
and I'm making my list because you told me last week you showed that. Okay. Um, how do I know if my weaving materials, my reeds or whatever is old or too old?
Mm. Well, if you just bend it like this and it cracks, throw it
Pretty
away.
much, pretty
Yeah,
much trash.
Yep.
okay,
So,
because
and I've had people say, well, you can soak it and you can put glycerin in it, you can do all that, but once it dries out, it's still going to crack really easily. So you will have a very fragile basket. So if you bend it and it cracks, just it makes great fire tinder.
okay, I had a couple of pieces of this reed that we just used that
Mhm.
I have bought a while back, and a couple pieces of it when I pulled it out just to measure it just cracked. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, this isn't any good. So I just put it aside in a pile. So,
Yeah.
okay,
You got
thank
it.
you.
That's, yep, good question. Yeah, it's always sad to me, but it is what it is. And sometimes you will get, I'll say, old read. Like I've gotten some stuff from people who are no longer weaving back when the quality of read was much better. And so it's not necessarily the age, it's really the how the material holds up. So,
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
so
Okay.
okay.
All
All right.
right.
You have another question?
No, that was it.
Okay. That was it. That's a good question, though. Thanks. All right. Well, that's it then for today, you guys. So I am going to take the next couple weeks off. I was looking at the calendar. I will come probably back on I think it's the 30th is the last Monday of the month, but I'm going to take a couple weeks and just spend some time creating and finishing up things that I need to do. I need to revamp the studio. That is my goal before the end of the year. I want to I've been moving some stuff and then moving some other stuff and then trying to the just to make sure that it's feeling good as we head into the new year. So that's what I'm going to
Well,
be working.
you have a lovely Christmas.
Well, thank you very
Yes.
much. Same to you all. And I said, enjoy the time. I also know they can be hard times. So I'm here and available. You guys are always welcome to reach out if you are not feeling the jolly holly. Right. It's a great time to spend with family and friends and good memories and sometimes not good memories. So oh, Sherry is on chat. Hey, Sherry, I didn't see you there. Merry Christmas to you as well. All right. Well, with that, I will say have a good few weeks. Enjoy your time, and I'll see you guys back. I think it's the 30th, whatever that last Monday is. And
Thank you very much.
Merry
I
Thank
appreciate
Christmas,
you.
you.
everybody.